In the distant future, humanity's thirst for exploration had pushed them far beyond their solar system. They had discovered countless planets, some teeming with life, others long dead. At first, the exploration missions were scientific endeavors, intended to uncover the histories of ancient civilizations that had once flourished across the galaxy. However, as more planets were surveyed, a chilling pattern began to emerge. Every dead civilization had left behind the same cryptic message: they guard something worse. Beware Earth. The discovery of this warning first came on a distant planet known as Xenor 5, a world that had once thrived with technological advancements far beyond anything humanity had achieved. Its cities were reduced to ruins, and its people had vanished without a trace. On the walls of a crumbling temple at the planet's core, the phrase had been etched in stone. The writing was faded, almost as if whoever had inscribed it had wanted it to be found long after their extinction. The warning caused a ripple of unease but was largely dismissed as an anomaly. That changed when another crew, surveying the remnants of a civilization on Alkaris 2, found the same message carved into the surface of a ruined monolith. Alkaris 2 had been a beacon of life in its heyday, its once vibrant seas now barren and its atmosphere filled with dust storms. The expedition team found other records hinting at a catastrophic event, but no clues to what had truly destroyed the planet. The words, however, were clear: they guard something worse. Beware Earth. As more ruins were explored across the galaxy, the same phrase was found over and over. Velixia, an oceanic world with deep-sea cities, held the same warning, carved into coral structures buried beneath the waves. A distant desert planet, Yethra 9, had the words scorched into the sands of its barren plains. No matter how advanced or primitive the civilization had been, the same message was present. Scientists, archaeologists, and even religious leaders debated the meaning. What could be so dangerous about Earth, a relatively young and relatively unremarkable planet by galactic standards? Earth's history held no known record of such a universal catastrophe, and humanity had barely begun traveling beyond their home system. Theories ran wild. Some speculated that ancient humans had once possessed some terrifying power or weapon capable of destroying entire civilizations. Others believed Earth might be home to an ancient being or force that had been locked away for millennia. A small but growing faction suggested that Earth had been placed under surveillance by some unknown entity to ensure the universe's safety. But none of these theories held water because no concrete evidence could be found. As the warnings piled up, Earth's interstellar leadership sent out an expedition team to investigate any historical records that might point to the truth. This team, led by Commander Elias Terran, included linguists, historians, and scientists. Their goal was simple: explore Earth's ancient ruins, deep-sea caverns, and hidden caves to find anything that might provide insight into why dead civilizations feared Earth. The search led them deep into Earth's crust, to a long-forgotten site hidden beneath the Himalayas. There, they uncovered a massive underground structure, one that had been buried for so long that even the earliest human records had no mention of it. The walls of the structure were covered in symbols that predated human civilization itself. As they ventured deeper into the labyrinth, they found a vast chamber. At the center of the chamber was an enormous sealed door, pulsating with a faint, otherworldly light. Surrounding the door were carvings written in hundreds of different alien languages that matched those found on the dead worlds. And each carving bore the same message: do not open. They guard something worse. The team stood in stunned silence. It was now clear that Earth had been chosen, not by humans, but by some ancient force as the guardian of whatever lay beyond that door. Commander Terran and his team debated what to do. The scientific mind begged for exploration and discovery, but the warnings were clear: opening the door could mean doom. But curiosity, humanity's greatest strength and flaw, won out. Slowly, they activated the mechanisms that sealed the door shut. As the door opened with a low, rumbling groan, a sudden blast of freezing air swept through the chamber. What emerged was not a single entity or force but a strange, pulsating void, an empty darkness that defied all laws of physics. It radiated no heat, no light, no energy. And yet it moved, expanding outward slowly. As it grew, the walls of the chamber began to crumble, and the symbols that had glowed so brightly flickered and died. Commander Terran felt a deep, primal fear settle over him, as though every molecule in his body was screaming to flee. One of the scientists attempted to scan the void, but their equipment failed instantly. Then came the voices. At first, they were faint, a chorus of whispers, each voice layered upon another. But as the void expanded, the whispers grew louder. They spoke in every known language and even in languages humanity had never encountered. Their message was the same: you have released it. It cannot be stopped. Panic set in. The team tried to reseal the door, but the ancient mechanisms were no longer functional. The void, now several meters wide, pulsed again, and for a brief moment, they saw what lay within. It was endless, a dimension of chaos, despair, and destruction beyond comprehension. It was clear now why the ancient civilizations had vanished. They had all encountered this void, and in their desperation to contain it, they had left Earth as the last line of defense. Realizing the gravity of their mistake, Commander Terran ordered the team to evacuate. They sealed the entrance to the underground structure as best they could and fled back to their ship. Earth's leaders were informed of the disaster, and an emergency meeting of the Interstellar Council was convened. Some advocated for the immediate destruction of Earth to prevent the void from spreading further. Others believed there might still be a way to contain it. As debates raged, strange anomalies began occurring across the planet. Entire regions were swallowed by darkness. Communication systems failed, and then, one by one, stars began disappearing from the night sky. The final warning had been ignored, and now the consequences were unfolding. Humanity's curiosity had unleashed the very force that ancient civilizations had sacrificed everything to contain. Earth had not been chosen as the guardian because of its strength or wisdom, it had been chosen because it was expendable. And now, with no one left to guard the void, the universe would finally know the full extent of what lay beyond.